Alrighty, guys, so we have a lot to break down in this video. The market, stocks, charts, earnings. We're going to go over the futures. We're going to go over crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and let's just dive into the video. So last week in the markets, it was a pretty good week, and especially on Friday, we had the S&P go up almost 1%. The NASDAQ went up 3.5%. We had the Dow, let's see here, up 2.7%. I think the Russell was up roughly 3%, maybe a little bit less than that. So on Friday, we had a great day. And last week in general was really good for the stock market as SPY went from $362 right to about $390, all in the span of about 7 to 10 days. And Triple Q, which tracks the NASDAQ 100, right? You guys probably know that. If you don't know that, now you know that. This went from 269 roughly to about 295, right? Which you can see is a move of about 9-ish% over the past, 7 to 10 days. So at this point, and I've said this, in the past couple of videos, and I think I mentioned this, and I put emphasis on this on Friday's video, maybe Saturday, whenever I uploaded that market update video. Actually, I think it was on Saturday. I mentioned how this point where we are literally right now, the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart for Triple Q and SPY, this is going to be a big resistance, right? It's been resistance for months, and I'm not too convinced quite yet that we're just going to see all this green just continue right through that moving average until I'm proven otherwise, right? Which we have not been proven otherwise quite yet. And this week is going to be the week where we're really going to find out direction here in the markets. Is this rally legitimate? Are we going to get bulls pushing through here? Maybe towards 420 on SPY, maybe towards on Triple Q, something like 310, 315, or are we going to get rejected and boom, Triple Q's back under 290, back towards 280, and SPY's back down, maybe down towards 370, 380. So we have to just play it by ear here, in my opinion. And as of now, when it comes to the futures market, the futures are actually in the red, and this doesn't mean necessarily that the markets are going to be red tomorrow. In fact, it could easily flip-flop overnight, so keep that in mind. But right now, futures opened up red about 45 minutes ago. Actually, I don't know if they opened up red, but they are red now, 45 minutes into the future session, right? We have the S&P futures down 0.3%. We have the Russell down roughly 0.3%. Same with the Dow. And it seems like same here with the NASDAQ. So all of them are down 0.3%. And it kind of makes sense, considering we had such a massive green day on Friday. We might even end up having a red day tomorrow. I'm not calling for that. Nobody really knows what's obviously going to happen tomorrow. But I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe either had a flat day or saw a bit of selling. Who knows? We might explode. We have to wait and see, what ends up happening. And in the pre-market, that's going to be, something I'm watching out for. Are we running up, selling off, flat? We got to see, guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, these markets, if you think volatility is over, you are mistaken. We are still in a very volatile time period. And speaking of that, VIX is now in the mid to high 20s. We might as well pull up VIX and see here what's going on. You guys have seen each time it's pulled back recently towards, and by recently I mean since the beginning of May, so not even 2 months ago, we've hit 25, 26 multiple times on the VIX. Each time that's happened, right, the VIX has spiked right back up towards the low mid 30s. So keep that in mind. We are now in the mid high 20s on the VIX. Crude oil is right around, let's see here, crude oil is, if it wants to load, down 1%. It's right around $106 a barrel. And believe it or not, even though now we're getting closer to $100, we are still holding the uptrend on the 4-hour chart here on crude oil. As you guys can see, I outlined all the higher lows here. Yeah, we're still holding the uptrend, but we are under the moving averages, which is not good, and we have a death cross, which is also not good. So if crude oil breaks under 195, 90 a barrel, that's where I'm going to be like, okay, maybe the trend's starting to reverse, but we're not quite there yet. So actually, I probably should put an alert here. A mark is at or below alert, maybe at $100 a barrel here on crude oil. So mark is at or below $100 a barrel. There we go. And with that being said, again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's go over to Webull and see what's going on when it comes to good old Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I've mentioned this on the channel many times, and we're not turning into a crypto channel, guys. Don't worry, but I am going to start incorporating more Bitcoin and Ethereum chart breakdowns in the videos. Maybe not every single video, but we're going to talk about the charts here a couple of times a week and see what's going on Bitcoin and Ethereum, because why not? A lot of people trade these charts. You guys like the way I break things down, and I figured if you guys like something I do on the videos, I might as well do more of that, right? So here we are breaking this down, and to be honest, nothing much has changed from when we last talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, Bitcoin may be a little bit higher from when we last talked about it. I think it was at about 20,500, 700. Now it's at roughly 21,000. And mind you, it's down 500 points on the day. This was actually close to 22,000, I think, overnight or maybe yesterday at some point. And now we're falling down towards 21,000 and maybe even under that. We'll see. And this is not good. And I mentioned this in my previous videos, right? If you guys caught those, we are going to see, and I've mentioned this, we're going to see big resistance at 22 to 22.5, and that's exactly what we got. I mean, we hit 22,000, like I said, overnight, recently, whenever that was, past 24 hours. We just hit 21.7, 22,000 a couple of days ago, and then a couple of weeks ago in the middle of June, really just about 10 days ago, not too long ago, we were at about 22.5. So I'm seeing a lot of selling pressure right around 22.5, 23,000 on Bitcoin. And until we get out of there, if the bulls do get out of there, that'd be great. But, I mean, for the bulls, that is. But until we get out of there, it's looking like the bears are still in charge. Same thing here on Ethereum, guys. Let's pull it up. Same exact thing. Well, I guess Ethereum, well, I mean, it's the same thing. Ethereum ran at 1,200. Well, it's currently at 1,200. It actually ran all the way to almost 1,300 within the past 24 hours. Now Ethereum is down about 3% when I'm filming this video. And look, we're getting selling pressure right around the highs from about 2 weeks ago, middle of June, right around 1250, 1275. That's where we got selling pressure before we dumped all the way to 880. That's where we are again. So if you bulls, and let me make this clear, me personally, guys, I have a very tiny Bitcoin position. I've sold out. You guys know that. I've mentioned that many times. I sold out over a year ago, and I really, at this point, don't have much skin in the game. But I am looking at potentially buying as a speculative play here at some point within the next couple of weeks, maybe next couple of months. I don't know. You guys know how volatile these crypto markets are. It might even be tomorrow for all we know if we have a 50% flash crash. So I would like to get in, and hopefully it doesn't break 1,300, because if it does, bulls might take it on a run, mid-high thousands at that point. But if we fail at 1,000, start pushing back towards 880, we take 880 out, I think this could happen. It's still a chance, guys. 500 is where I'd be looking to buy Ethereum, just a little bit speculative position. I'm not a big crypto guy, but I'd like to take, kind of a calculated risk on these coins, the two top dogs, Ethereum, Bitcoin, at lower prices, or at least prices that I think are reasonable. And I know you can't fundamentally value Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm totally with that. You can't, but at some point, if it gets low enough, I'm just going to throw money in and see what happens. That's kind of where I'm at this point with this stuff, right? Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto. And let's say if Bitcoin starts going under 17, I've said this before, it goes to 8,000, 10, 12,000. That's where I'm going to start throwing more money into Bitcoin. Again, I have a little position, sold out of most of it. Over a year ago at 55,000, 3/4 of my position I sold out, and now I'm looking to get back in this bear market crash, whatever you want to call it, for Bitcoin. But I'm not rushing it either. I'm not YOLOing. That's not where I'm at right now, guys. I'm just being very patient, wait and see approach, kind of. So what do you guys think on that? Let me know your thoughts on Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that good stuff, and let's transition back over to ThinkOrSwim, because now Now we got to get into the meat and potatoes, guys. We got to get into stocks that I'm watching this week, and we don't have the sexiest companies reporting this week. I'll be honest. Well, I guess some of them are pretty interesting, but a lot of them are pretty freaking boring. But we're going to still talk about these companies in this video, so make sure to smash that like button. And if you're finding value and you want to support the channel and get some free money, you might as well get your free stocks from Moomoo. You get up to 10 stocks, each up to 25. Actually, I do think you get 10 stocks, each up to $2,500. Go read the terms and conditions, guys, and all you got to do is deposit $100. So 10 stocks from Moomoo, link down below. And you could also get 6 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, also linked down below. And I do believe both of those run out here at the end of June. So get on that, get on those promos, link down below. Again, you get some free stocks. It also helps out the channel. And to that, guys, cheers. Let's talk about these stocks. So it's currently, well, I guess currently it doesn't matter what time it is. I don't know why I say that sometimes, because at the intro of my videos, guys, whenever I start filming, I always say, "What's up, guys? Stas here," you know the intro. And I'm like, it's currently this, but it doesn't freaking matter what time it is right now. It's 7 o'clock on the East Coast. If you are wondering what time it is, I doubt you are. And Nike is the stock that we're going to start this video off with, which went up 5% on the day, on Friday, like a lot of stocks. They crushed it, and their earnings are on the 27th. They report, they're expected to report average EPS of 81 cents on average revenue of $12.07 billion, which is actually expected to be down a little bit over 2% year over year. So Nike's been going through it. The stock was $180 back in November. Now it's $113. It is down 40%, well in a bear market, and it seems like it's I think it is underperforming all of the indexes here. So Nike's getting crushed. And last I checked, the P ratio trailing 12 months was right around a 30. I think 28, 29, 30, right around there. So I don't think by any stretch of the imagination Nike is getting into a value territory, you know, considering the P ratio or just looking at the P ratio. But if this thing starts falling under $100, 90, 80, okay, at that point you could make a case. If this starts going 80, 90 bucks, hey, it's is it opening up for as a value play? You can make the case at that point. So Nike's going to kick off earnings this week. They report tomorrow after the bell, and I believe all the other ones, they report later in the week. Yeah, they actually do. The next stock here is Walgreens Boots Alliance. They report on the 30th, which is what? Thursday, I believe that is, and their average EPS is looking to be about 92 cents on average revenue of $32 billion. And like Nike, Walgreens Boots Alliance is clearly downtrending here on this 4-hour chart. I mean, it's clear as day, and I'm going to put my alert at $43. If it does break out of there, maybe we do get some sort of trading opportunity on it. And let me actually pull up my app here. Hold on, give me a second, guys. I want to see here because Walgreens is one that was a lot higher, as you can see here on the chart. Obviously, it was $56 stock a couple months ago. Now it's at 41. Let me see what these numbers are looking like. Wow, the dividend is 4.7% right now. P ratio is a 6. That's pretty low, obviously. Market cap $35 billion. So this could be, I'm not saying it's a value play. I'm not telling you to go buy it, but looking at it here, not only could it be a trade, maybe if it breaks into the mid-high 40s, that'd be a good trade, but it's also it could be a solid dividend-paying value stock right now, kind of if you missed the initial rally, because if you guys saw Walgreens, it was in the 30s about a year and a half ago, 30s, almost 2 years ago at this point, 30s, low 40s, and then it ran all the way to 55. Now we're back in the low 40s. So this could be an opportunity, potentially. Do your own research, as always, guys. And the next stock that I want to break down here is none other than Micron, ticker symbol MU. This is one that, newsflash, surprise, surprise, it's also in a downtrend, right? Under the moving averages, death cross, all that jazz. They report earnings the same day as Walgreens, the 30th, and their average EPS estimate is $2.44 on average revenue of $8.66 billion. This is one, if you guys remember, probably 9 months ago that I was calling out, and it went on a ridiculous freaking rally. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was in 60s, 70s. This might have been about a year ago, almost a year ago. And then it went all the way almost to $100. I mean, it was just ridiculous. The stock went from $65.70 to $100, 40% run. And now it's back down to a reasonable spot, in my opinion. Micron's now down 40% in the past couple of months as the bear market has gotten deeper and nastier, right? This thing is it's been getting destroyed. So at this point, again, it's under the moving averages, and Micron is I'm not saying it's a value play either like Walgreens, but hey, it could be getting to a point where it's one worth watching. The trailing 12-month PE is a 7 right now, and they pay a 0.7% dividend. Okay, not much at all, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Well, depending on what style of investor you are, which we're not going to get into that in this video. So keep your eyes on Micron, guys. Might be one worth watching. We're pretty oversold here on the 4-hour. There could be a move towards maybe we fill this gap. Look what I'm about to draw here. Maybe towards 65, $66 a share. That's where Micron could be going. So let's go over the next one, which is Bed Bath & Beyond, the good old Wall Street, one of the Wall Street bet stocks here. Good old Bed Bath & Beyond. This thing is now a $7 stock. It was $35 just 3 months ago, almost 4 months ago. It was $35 freaking dollars, guys, after it saw that big squeeze, and now we're $7. So this thing is down a lot. It is down about 70-something% over the past couple of months, but it doesn't really matter. Well, I guess it does matter. It's bad, obviously, if you're holding this stock. You're down a lot, most likely. But at this point, we all know this stock, for the most part, doesn't move on fundamentals. I mean, sure, okay, if they do well with earnings, maybe it will move a little bit, but it's a manipulated stock. It has very high short interest, last I checked, and if we do get a short squeeze on some catalyst, who knows, maybe this earnings report, we're going to see a crazy run. And I'm not calling for that. I'm not buying the stock to bank on that. I'm just saying, out of nowhere, it could be a random day. We could get a crazy run. I mean, look at these squeezes that have happened in the past couple of months. Back in October, this thing went from $14 to about $32. Back in March, $16 to $35. So that could happen any day. I'm not saying it's going to happen after the earnings report, which is on the 29th, and they're expected to lose $1.37 EPS on revenue of $1.52 billion. I'm not saying it's going to happen before that. On that day, it could be months down the line. You guys got to watch out for it. So Bed Bath & Beyond. We also have good old, like I said, these stocks are not flashy, guys. General Mills, which this chart looks pretty freaking good, I would say. We have a double bottom breakout. You guys can see that. Let me show you right now. Boom, 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 boom. I don't even know what I'm saying right now, but we got a double bottom breakout above the moving averages, and we actually, with Friday's 2% move, we took the highs out from the end of May, which is great. Now, at this point, sure, we are a little bit overbought. You could easily make that argument. But if we just consolidate a little bit, maybe the RSI cools off, we are right in line for a shot towards the mid-70s, in my opinion. And it all comes down to earnings at the end of the day on the 29th, which I believe is a Wednesday, right? Yeah, the 29th is a Wednesday. So they're looking to do $1.01 EPS on revenue of $4.8 billion, up 6.1% year over year. So I don't know. Is the good news priced in? Is it not? I mean, are they going to surprise? Is inflation going to eat up their earnings report? And maybe this is a bull trap. It's too early to tell. So for me, and let me mention this, guys, I'm not the type of trader, investor that's going to go and gamble on earnings. I'm not doing that. I'm not buying these stocks, gambling through earnings. I'm going to wait and see the earnings first, get the initial reaction, even if that means I'm going to miss the move, because at the end of the day, that's a form of risk management, right? Not diving in blindly just to gamble. And if you lose a lot, you obviously lost a lot of money. You're not doing proper risk management, in my opinion. Sure, if you want to gamble a little bit, maybe with 1% of your portfolio on earnings, okay, that's fair. You could do whatever you want. But in my opinion, it's stupid to do that with a lot of your money. And I know a lot of people do that. And this is why I'm saying it in this video, guys. So, yeah, General Mills, keep your eyes on this breakout. I think if it holds above 70, that's a good sign. And with that being said, cheers. Let me get a sip of coffee, guys, because we have a couple more stocks to go over here. We have Paychex. PAYX, which they're reporting on the 29th, Wednesday. Average EPS is expected to be 79 cents on average revenue of $1.11 billion, which is up 7.6% year over year. Not too bad. And this chart, it's not the best looking chart, but what I'm noticing is clear support at 110.12 right around here. We've held that all year pretty much. Now we're above the 50 SMA. We're actually taking the highs out from the middle of May as well. This might have some steam here towards $130, right by the 180 SMA. Now, if that breaks, and mind you, that's also the high from about a week or two ago, right around $127. If that point breaks, we're going to see an explosion, in my opinion, towards 140, 145, and it all depends on these earnings. You know, we have, again, 79-cent EPS estimate, $1.11 billion revenue estimate. Let's see how it ends up turning out. We also have MKC this week, which is McCormick, right? McCormick and Company. This one up 2.75 on Friday, percentage points there, and it closed right by the 50 SMA at about 88, 89 bucks. So I'm gonna put an alert. Maybe 89. Mark is at or above. If that point breaks into the 90s, mid 90s is where this could be going. Towards that 180 SMA, right, on the 4-hour chart. So they're reporting on Wednesday, average EPS estimate 65 cents, average revenue $1.61 billion. So not the flashiest stock, guys, not the flashiest stock, but we got to watch it anyway because earnings, we got to keep an eye on those companies that are reporting, and you know that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, it's the big companies, the big tech companies, and other times it's the boring companies. But it's the boring companies you got to pay attention to as well. You don't want to just look at these stocks and then turn the blinders on for these. You got to watch everything, guys, if you want to get a grasp of, or the best grasp as possible of kind of what's going on. And sure, if you want to be a set it and forget it investor, you don't have to look at any of this crap. But if you like being in the market, you want to do well long term, you like picking individual stocks, you like keeping up with things, that's the best way to do it. You got to look at everything, in my opinion. So let's go rapid fire here. I don't want to be in here too much longer, guys. We are over 20 minutes. Shopify is one that I'm watching. This one up 6% on Friday, and there is a split coming up. They're doing a 10-for-1 split on the 28th, which is this week, on Tuesday, which is why I'm covering it in this video, guys. So big move upwards the past couple of weeks on Shop. It was $297. Now it's $388 a share. So it's split time. Let's see what happens. The stock's going to be probably 25, 30 bucks. Actually, not 25. 35, 40 bucks a share, wherever it ends up being. Let's see how that ends up going down. We also have Caterpillar, which is worth watching here. We covered that in my oversold stocks to buy video last week. This is one that's still very oversold. It had a 4% green day Friday. Let's see if that green continues. We could go potentially towards 200 bucks in my opinion. And Apple AAPL, if this takes out the 180 SMA, it already took the 50 out. If it takes the 180 out in the mid 140s, this could fly as well. 150 plus for Apple, especially if these markets remain strong. We shall see. Apple could be a big, what's the word here? Benefactor of that, or beneficiary, whatever, however you say that. You know what I mean, guys. So with that being said, cheers. If you all found value, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to join my Patreon if you want all my moves, morning videos, Discord access. That's linked down below. And don't forget to get your 10 stocks from Moomoo with a $100 deposit. Each of those stocks could be valued all the way up to $2,500, and you have a couple of days left to do that, guys. You could also get 6 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, and you also have a couple of days for that. All of those free stocks are linked down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching as always. Peace out.